What's good, YouTube? This is Admin Umbra, back for another episode of Rocket War Room. For those of you who've never seen the Rocket War Room before, the Rocket War Room is actually Rocket HQ's public prezi account. So there's a link in every video to the Rocket HQ public prezi. And when you go there, basically you see in-depth walkthroughs, presentations that give you insider information to our team building, how teams works, ways you could alter our teams. But essentially it's just a very in-depth analysis of the teams that we use. More in-depth analysis than we could provide in a single video. The prezis are also updated dev links to all the videos where we use that team. So if you follow the description, obviously it will be in this video. It's in any video where we use that team. You can instantly access the prezi, see all of this in text, read it for yourself, and have access to all the videos where we use a certain team in a very, very easy way. I should also mention the Rocket Armory, which is our public Google Drive account. So with that, how that works is, and again, that link is in every video. If you go there, you will find text for this team in Showdown's team builder format. So you can super easy copy and paste, go in your own Showdown, and start using this team immediately. Those are some ways that Rocket HQ is trying to change your Pokemon experience for the better. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this team. This is the Iron Defense Mega Pinsir team, and it's no YouTube. Yes, I said Iron Defense. I have yet again come up with another Mega Pinsir set. I actually think this is my new all-time favorite way to use Mega Pinsir. In short, this set moves Pinsir away from being the very frail sweeper that we know him to be, and utilizes his natural sky-high defense stat to turn him into an absolutely unkillable physical wall. If there's nothing but physical threats left, except for some very few ones that check this Pinsir, we have team support for those. This Pinsir just wrecks, and you can see that in a lot of the videos. You can see all the team members in different videos, but I will save the best for last because there's a lot going on in this team. So let's go ahead and get started. So I did premiere this team recently in one of our streams. That was the first time I actually used this team. And yeah, it went really well. Testing this team, it's gone really, really well. I've lost very few battles with this team, had a lot of really close ones, a lot of great battles. But that is where almost all my teams are going to be premiered on the actual stream. If you want chances to battle these teams, you can always tweet at me if you have a specific team in mind. But the best place to be is the Rocket HQ streams, because that's where I always premiere, and where I do a lot of testing these teams after the initial showdown period of testing. So the team roster, and again, I was joking in one of the videos, I don't know how I end up always making color-coded teams with the 2 pink, 2 brown, 2 blue. But we have Mew, Azumarill, Chansey, Mega Pinsir, Mamoswine, and Latios. That is the actual team roster. So let's go ahead and look at our first member. So Mew, Mew is first, and this Mew is definitely one of my favorite sets I've ever come up with, and it's quick. It's my all-time favorite lead, to say the very least. This is a dedicated lead. I don't think I've used this team a single time without leading with Mew. Mew has, with base 100 stats all around, it has excellent natural bulk. We want max speed just to use taunt more effectively. But this also gives us our defog support. Again, just tremendous natural bulk. But what is so powerful about it is the weakness policy baton pass. Again, this Mew was in a previous episode of Rocket War Room. I used it on another team, but I found that on this team it is even more devastating. I love this Mew on this team. It is amazing. Literally, because of Mew's psychic typing, it begs for knockoffs and foul plays, which it eats up because of our investment. And honestly, like a lot of times I'll get hit with a foul play, I'm like, alright, GG, it's good game, because I can look at their team, look at my sweepers, and know so-and-so has a clean warpath through someone's team. Because when you pass +2 and it's on both, so to any one of your sweepers, it's really, really powerful. This Mew, it stops opponents from setting up on the first turn. It's our defog for later in the game. And the fact that it enables sweeps like never before is absolutely incredible. Baton Pass can also be used to scout. And we do carry Psychic over the knockoff as an offensive move, so we can use Baton Pass ourselves. But I adore this Mew. It's everything I want in the lead. It works very well with this team. If you have other defoggers, you can do some other things and besides running defog on this set. You can even win Stealth Rocks on this set if you prefer to. I might actually try that. But I adore this Mew. I cannot underestimate how effective it is at starting sweeps, because someone hits you and then you just baton pass right out. Again, pursuit users, you can't be trapped. You baton pass right out. Go into Azumarill, go into Mega Pinsir, go into Latios with +2, and it's GG. It's a very, very powerful lead. I highly, highly recommend it. Here's some things to keep in mind. Right there is actually a link to the first time I ever used this Mew. It was on another team originally, and I since adapted the Mew to this team. I actually prefer it on this team, but you can see a lot of how Mew works on that team as well. And then one important thing to note is if you keep this exact set, and you could also get rid of Psychic for Psyshock, but you want to have 0 attack IVs just to make sure that we can tank foul plays even better. In my experience, this Mew has excellent survivability. Damage calcs have even done. This thing can take hits from Aegislash. Special or physical, it can easily survive 1. It can survive a hit from a Greninja. Greninja leads are very popular. I'll lead with Mew and Baton Pass, predicting a Dark Pulse and switch out. Very, very powerful. Great survivability. I don't think I've ever seen this Mew get OHKO'd, and it's just insanely powerful, insanely effective at enabling your entire team to sweep. And next we have Chansey. Chansey I picked because I definitely wanted Wish support. I very, very, very much enjoy Wish on this team because the other members of the team have really limited recovery. And Chansey is an amazing pivot. It's insanely hard to kill, even with physical hits. And it's so amazing. I also love the synergy between Chansey and Azumarill. Azumarill resisting a lot of Chansey's hits. So it's very easy for me to Wish into Azumarill. That's a synergy I've really, really enjoyed. But it's fantastic to Wish into the other Pokemon. And that's essentially why I use it. I also use Thunder Wave. We do have Tailwind on this team as well, but I use T-Wave to slow down. A lot of fast threats will come in on Chansey. Some Greninja even, Infernape, things of that nature that it's not bad to have slowed down, especially since our team is so defensive. You could want a Heal Bell. I've had a few battles where I've been status, but because we have 3 physical threats and 2 physical sweepers, well, I guess kind of 1.5 or 1 and 2 halves, but I've never found Heal Bell. I have yet to lose a game because of Heal Bell. I've barely lost with this team. You could also run Toxic if you prefer. I just prefer Thunder Wave because I'm not really stalling out with Chansey. I'm sort of just getting Chansey back to good health and then Wish passing into something. Of the synergy with Mew, I've had a lot of games where Mew gets hit early in the game and then I can Wish back into Mew. But just excellent synergy with the Wish passing for the rest of the team. As also mention to any of you who want to use this, especially if you're trying to gen it, Chansey gets Wish from Gen, I believe it's 3 as an event move. If you look up on Bulbapedia, you'll see. But that is how I have Wish on this Chansey. Chansey does not normally get Wish. It's gotten under those circumstances. Alright, this thing, good lord, this thing might be the actual star of the show. So, I take no credit for Assault Vest Azumarill. I saw that, I think, the first time on PokeMD's channel, I believe. But this set, we won no offensive investment. We are max HP, max defense, adamant with Assault Vest. This thing is a tank. I run it mainly to compensate for the physical threats that Pinsir can't handle, like your Tyranitar, your Talonflame. This thing, Talonflame can't touch it. I actually think this is a better set than the Belly Drum Azumarill, and here's why. Threats that normally stop an Azumarill sweep no longer stop you. Things like, for example, Latios. Latios can live in Aqua Jet even at +6, but it can't live a play rough at baseline with no attack investment. And with this much HP in an Assault Vest, you will laugh at the damage from a Thunderbolt from a Latios and destroy it with play rough. I have been damaged and taken hits from Latios, from Thundurus. Like, I've had an entire team come out and like 4 Pokemon have hit me and none of them have been able to kill this thing. It is insanely powerful, insanely bulky, an amazing physical tank. I adore it. It's great with Wish from Chansey. You can see with max defense, like things like Infernape, I don't care if you have Thunder Punch, close combats, it laughs at them. It laughs. It is insanely powerful with Wish support from Chansey. In and of its own, it's insanely bulky, and it will kill a lot of things you never think Azumarill will kill, like Latios or Thundurus, because they'll stay in thinking they can one-shot you, and they can 3-shot you because you're so bulky. With Mew, it's also amazing. I have many a times Baton Pass into this Azumarill. and now you have an unkillable Azumarill at +2, and it's GG. Like, they cannot kill you because you are so bulky. I highly recommend it. I will be updating this part of the prezi, Azumarill's page, with many videos. I got several battles in the stream where this bulky Azumarill swept teams. Belly Drum Azumarill is out. The real way to sweep someone's team is with this bulky Azumarill. It still sweeps entire teams with no attack investment. It's beautiful. I adore it. One of my absolute favorite sets. It's absolutely fantastic. I will talk about the other moves. I actually was consulting with Lindomar recently talking about this team, and one of the changes I made recently is originally I ran this with Superpower, which I did primarily to handle T-Tar even better, but we also have Superpower on Mamoswine, and this team right now does not carry Knockoff. And honestly, I think Knockoff is an amazing move on this Azumarill. It lets it take hits from Aegislash, especially when you consider that Aegislash can't 2-hit KO you, or it can't 1-hit KO you, either physical or special. And you can knock off, and it does a lot. It does like over 60%. You can also run 0 speed investment, like 0 speed IVs, to be guaranteed slower than Aegislash, so you can definitely 1-hit KO with knockoff. That's another option. But actually, I just had another battle with this team right before recording this, and I won literally because I was carrying the knockoff on Azumarill. Not a lot of people carry it. It's Trevenant. It's a lot of things that will switch into you. It's very powerful. I'm really actually enjoying it a lot more than Superpower on this team. And I think as I continue to use this team, I will continue to use Knockoff. You can also consider Ice Punch. With getting Play Rough, Ice Punch has kind of been dropped from Azumarill's offensive repertoire. The reason I don't is because I have a Mamoswine. Ice is a very powerful typing offensively, and things like Crobat kind of wall Azumarill now, and they didn't used to. So Ice Punch is also an option if you're not wanting an offensive Ice type. But I personally, from now on, I use Knockoff on Azumarill. Like I said, I literally just won a game because I had Knockoff. It's Aegislash, it's Trevenant. I think it's a lot more important than Superpower coverage. Superpower does hit Steel types, but looking at the rest of the team, to me, we don't necessarily need that coverage coming from Azumarill, especially when you consider in the format, one of the most common Steel types is Aegislash. So I think we need to prioritize what sort of threats that we're able to take out. But I would try out all those moves. I've never used Ice Punch on this team. I started with Superpower. It did do me a lot of good, things like Pharaoh. But now I'm using Knockoff, and I actually prefer it. And like I said, we do carry Superpower, and you could also carry Hidden Power Fire on Latios. That's another option that we will get to. And like I said, I will be updating Azumarill's page with the many battles I will be posting on the YouTube channel, which Azumarill just does absolute work. It's ridiculous. Mamoswine. Oh, I have like some of these Pokemon. I talked about I have so many favorite Pokemon. A lot of my favorites are determined by how sets I used competitively that I liked. Mamoswine, Azumarill, and Mew have all made their way into my all-time favorite Pokemon, without a doubt. Elephants are my favorite animal, so I adore Mamoswine. But I won a choice Scarf purely offensive Mamoswine on this team, and I'm loving it. I think Ice is one of my favorite offensive types. It is so powerful. The speed investment is calced out so that we are exactly 1 point faster than Latios. That's why we won that. So Gengar and Latios we outspeed by 1 point. And then the rest goes into HP. But yeah, this thing's main job is to kind of threaten out Latios and a lot of those things, like your Thundurus, your Scarf Chomp, or excuse me, not your Scarf Chomp, but like your Mega Guard Chomp, your Dragonite. That's also why we want Icicle Spear. You could easily want Icicle Crash. I've always used Icicle Spear on this set. It is a little precarious. There are times I've had some game-changing things happen because I went for an Icicle Spear and I only hit twice and they didn't die. And that can be game-changing and really frustrating. It is a risk you take. I will point out that Icicle Spear breaks things like Focus Sashes, Smeargle, is not a threat when you have this. Dragonite Multiscale is not an issue when you have this. Those are some things I'll throw out there. But then again, with Icicle Crash, you do have that reliable damage. So it's really kind of the user's preference. And what else your team struggles with? Do you have a strong Smeargle counter? If so, you might not need Icicle Spear. How concerned are you about Dragonite? Things of that nature. So here we do carry the Superpower for Tyranitar, so we can come in on Tyranitar and just obliterate it. Not a lot of people actually see the Scarf to Mamoswine coming, because we see so many with Stealth Rocks and Setup Mamoswines and a lot of Focus Sash. I adore this set. It's Very powerful. It's gotten a lot of kills. There are a few times I found the Scarf to be detrimental where I had KOs on the whole team, but I couldn't switch up moves. Earthquake is obviously very dangerous on a Scarfer. Obviously, we have no gravity or knockdown support on this team. But honestly, Icicle Spear and Superpower are the moves I use the most by far. Icicle Spear just does work to teams. It really, really decimates teams. A lot of teams are not prepared for very, very fast Ice-type Pokemon. Superpower hits things that would otherwise resist it. Your Heatran and things of that nature. But I adore this Mamoswine. It's very, 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 very powerful. I highly recommend it. Especially imagine you get that +2 attack from Mew. It's very powerful. It's kind of hard to be the sweeper in the game because Superpower obviously lowers attack and Earthquake can't hit Levitators. So it is a little precarious to use, but the rest of our team is so defensive. I've never really had trouble coming in and out on different threats. But yeah, I absolutely I love this Mamoswine. I think it's an absolute powerhouse offensively, great typing, very, very powerful. Catches people off guard and just secures a lot of KOs that this team needs. Again, like your Latios and your Thundurus, even though Azumarill is plenty capable of going against them head on head. Alright. And Latios, speaking of Latios, so I feel like if I had to say the weakest link, this would be the weakest link only because I use Latios the least. Latios is really the only special sweeper on the team. In this set, since we already had one choice, I didn't want to use two choiced pokes. So this is actually a Tailwind set, so we can run Modest and Max Special Attack. And this allows us to deal with threats like Garchomp, Scarf Chomp, or other Latios that are going to be timid and outspeed us. We can easily, Latios is so powerful, it easily threatens pokes out. I've had many, many situations where I go in, scare an opponent, go for Tailwind, and I outspeed their threat. You're going to send in Zapdos, now I'm faster. Greninja is a huge example. I get so many Greninjas sent in on this after my Tailwind, and I'm like, alright, well, Thunderbolt's a 1-KO. I won't hit KO. It's beautiful. That's why I really enjoy this set so much. Tailwind has kind of limited support for the rest of the team as well. But I just really like it because it does give me that option to do some work to other people's teams. Very, very powerful. Like I said, great for Greninja, great for Scarf Chomp, other Latios, other choice users as well. Very, very powerful. Other options, you could use Hidden Power Fire for Mega Scizor. The reason we don't is on this team, Mega Pinsir, as you'll see if you watch the videos attached to this prezi. This Mega Pinsir just laughs at Mega Scizor. It destroys Mega Scizor one-on-one. Destroys it, guaranteed. Like, that's why I don't want Hidden Power Fire, is I would, if there's a Scizor, I'm going to Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir's job is to destroy other Pinsirs and Mega Scizors. So this is the Latios. Here's our, like I said, our special sweeper. I kind of use it the least. I have won some games with it. It has gone on sweeps. I'm not sure I've even ever baton passed into it from Mew. Maybe there's another special sweeper that would be ideal for this slot. I just chose Latios because it was very, very powerful and could offer Tailwind to the rest of the team without compromising the other team members. And obviously I didn't have a Mega slot open anymore. So that is why I chose this Latios. And like I said, Hidden Power Fire is an option. But on this team, I feel it's highly unnecessary, and I prefer being able to handle Greninja very, very easily. Alright, so here he is, the moment you've been waiting for. Here she is, actually. My Mega Pinsir is actually a woman. This Mega Pinsir, wait until you, after you see this, go click on, watch all the videos that are attached to this, especially the one where I do showdown testing. This set is unkillable. And what's so amazing about it is no one sees this set coming. So literally we have max HP and max defense. No speed investment, no attack investment. With Iron Defense, with 1, you'd be amazed what this Pinsir can take. This Pinsir has taken so many powerful, super effective hits. It does not care. Its defense can get so insanely high. If you look at some of your opponent's team and you've killed the special threats, it's time to send Pinsir in. And the reason we have the Azumarill is for the few things it can't handle. So, like your Tyranitar and your Talonflame. If they have only physical threats and those aren't them, it's GG. This this Pinsir is unkillable. We also have Rest and Sleep Talk. Our natural speed gives us rest before a lot of the things trying to kill us. It makes us faster than them, which is fantastic. It also allows us to shrug off burns that would cripple a normal Pinsir. We don't care about them. Sleep Talk obviously allows us to keep momentum going. We can keep setting up Iron Defense. We can sweep with Return. You would be amazed how much damage Return does uninvested. With 0 attack EVs, Return still does insane damage to things. And at the same time, they can't do anything to you. This Mega Pinsir is absolutely incredible. My favorite thing about it, though, is, like I said, Mega Scissor, and you'll see this if you watch the showdown battles that are attached. You can see how well this thing destroys Mega Scissor. Mega Scissor cannot bust through this thing. I don't care how many swords dances you want to go for. It's not happening. But the other beautiful thing is with this spread, 2 quick attacks from a normal Mega Pinsir aren't enough to kill you. And so I had a battle very, very recently where someone thought that my Mega Pinsir was going to go for quick attack because all Mega Pinsirs have quick attack. They had a Mega Pinsir in, and so did I. They went for quick attack because they were afraid that I would go for quick attack and kill them because I was at +2. But I lived the quick attack. It did like 50%, and I went for Return. Uninvested, Return is still a guaranteed 1-hit KO on all other Mega Pinsirs. That is why this set is so powerful, because all other Mega Pinsirs, they're going to go for the quick attack, they're afraid of you. And if you have Iron Defense up, you can even live a Return, you can live Flails if you have like 2 Iron Defenses up, it's 2 or 3. Like, this thing is amazing at countering other Mega Pinsirs, because their quick attack does nothing to you, you can absolutely shrug it off. So please do watch the Smogon, or excuse me, the Showdown battle testing. I think you will all be very, very pleasantly surprised by this Mega Pinsir. It is absolutely unkillable. It has very low special defense, but that's why its job is sort of, if you have eliminated all the special threats, this thing can kind of come in and destroy. It's also a great answer to Conquidor. I have a lot of pokes who don't want any items knocked off, and this is my Conquidor switching every time, because knockoff does like 10% when it's normal Pinsir, and then even Ice Punch when it's Mega Evolved. If you go, because you go for an Iron Defense because you're naturally faster, it'll do like less than 20, and then you can just keep Iron Defensing and resting, and you obviously one-shot Conquidor even uninvested. This thing is the ultimate physical wall, and the reason we won the physical tank Azumarill is to deal with the rock types that would threaten this out. But this thing is power. Do not sleep on defensive Mega Pinsir. It's unkillable. And my favorite mind game is just when other Pinsirs go for quick attack, because they don't know your set, and then they see the damage and they're confused because they did like 40% and you one-shot them with Return. It is amazing. The Bulka's Wheel, I adore this Mega Pinsir. So yeah, that is the team. So there's going to be a lot of videos attached to this prezi. Again, the link to this prezi is in the description of the YouTube video. And in that description, you'll also find the link to the Rocket Armory, the public Google Drive, where you can find this team in Showdown text to copy and paste it into your own Showdown team builder. But stay tuned. This prezi will be updated with more and more battles. So all the battles I get using this team, you can view easily from the prezi. So if you want to see this team in action, that is by far your easiest way to do so. Stay tuned for more content from Rocket HQ. This is Admin Umbra signing off. Thanks for watching.